Good morning people, it's Cheryl from Crafting Hacks here again, back to have some fun. I hope you can join me along with Crafting Hearts, because I love it when all hearts come together to craft. As you know, my last video was we made napkin based papers, and I said the next video would be to play with those papers. And if you bear with me, because I've got my charm bracelet on, I don't want it rattling off the desk. So I thought today we would just have a wee play with these papers, and then maybe next time we'll start on something different. I just thought it'd be nice to break the whole process up a little bit for us. So as if you can remember, this is what I made, but having it sitting, this is card, it's kind of went a little bit wonky, but you can see with using the Mod Podge how it gives it a different kind of texture and feel. It actually gives it a wee bit of a sheen, but I just love that one. That one is so my favourite. I need to find out where I got the napkins from, because I think I need to try and get lots of them. And that was just a wee offcut of one. So we'll get plenty of the blue ones. And then we'll get card and paper. I think the blue ones, or not, we'll get a card and a thingy one. But what I would do first of all is, if you've got any edges hanging over like so, just cut them off, because it makes it a wee bit nicer looking. So how are we all doing? You're all glad to hear that the schools are going back in Scotland anyway. This is going to be their last full week off, and then it's back to it. But I guess most of the kids, I think, have been missing their friends, because not all your friends stay like near you. So the ones that are staying maybe a wee bit further afar, this is going to be the first time in months that you're going to have to get to see them. But I bet you the supermarkets and clothes shops are all busy now, trying to get all the school stuff in and making sure everybody gets what they need. I'm just going to trim all these, because may as well just do it at the start rather than stopping and starting and stopping and starting. I should really have done it off camera, but then it's letting you see the bits that it is that you need to cut off. So I've been watching some YouTube videos since my last video, and I have seen some really fab ideas, and I think this is something that we might have a little play with doing our Create a Journal series. But I will keep you informed each week what the next video is going to be. And if you would like to see me taking part in a challenge, I would like if you could leave me a comment and tell me what challenge you would like to see me to do, and if you can give me any ideas of what you would like to see getting done, and I will do my best for you. Now you can see some have actually glued onto the other side. If it's like that, then just leave it. But sometimes, like this one here, it's coming a bit loose, so just leave that other bit. Not doing a very good job there. Tell you, I'm needing my eyes tested. I'm overdue, so it's probably why I'm saying I need to get them done. So did you do anything nice over the weekend? We had been away in our caravan and down to Ayr, and yesterday we came home and we got diverted from our normal route because it was saying it was traffic virtually at a standstill, and it diverted us through a town of Prestwick that you've probably heard of if you know anything about the golfing world. Well, there's a famous course down there. Well, it took us ages to get through the town. And can you imagine towing a big caravan at the back of you? But my husband, he's a great driver with the caravan, so he done a marvellous job. And it turns out what we were actually missing was the world's largest cargo plane coming into Prestwick International Airport. And when we seen pictures of it later on yesterday, oh my goodness, it must have been amazing to see that plane, because it looked huge in the pictures. So if it looked huge in the pictures, what's it going to look like in real life? So we're a wee bit disappointed, a wee bit gutted to miss that, but we've had a wee bit of a stressful week, but hopefully we're all back on the mend now. In all of July, when I've been crafting, I've been watching Christmas in July on Movies 24 on Sky. I'm not sure of the other channels. If you're like me and you love Christmas, make the most of the month and watch these films. But I believe I'm going to be disappointed later on today when I put my TV on, because I don't think there's going to be any films for me to watch now. So I'll just need to catch up in all my programmes. And is anybody watching anything decent on Netflix? I'm looking for some ideas. I'm currently watching Chesapeake Shores, and my goodness, how handsome is Channing Tatum. No wonder all the girls swoon at him. Just try and move some of this stuff out of the way. Not too bad actually. I must have done an alright job in getting them. Sorry if I'm going out of view. I'm glad I've got the setup I've got now, because I've got a ring light, and before my phone went in the middle of it, but I had to set the light in front of me and see the heat that came off it. It was whoa. So now I've actually got, my phone goes on a stand up above me and behind me, so I've just got to make sure that I stay in view now. And I have seen some cool things that we can make with this stuff today. When I last looked at the amount of subscribers I had, I was 86 I think, so I'm just trying to get my numbers up a wee bit more. So if you wouldn't mind asking all your friends, your crafty friends, if they wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, because once they hit 100 I'm going to do a small giveaway, and then when I get to like 250, 500, 1,000, then I'll do more. But my initial goal is to get 100 subscribers. I was just trying to find people. Sometimes initially you don't get all the wee bits, extra bits that you're trying to cut off, but if any get in your way, again just try giving it a wee cut. You can see I got all this bit of paper covered in Mod Podge. I just think Mod Podge makes it a bit more firmer than the glue stick. But if it's just small pieces you're using, then the glue stick is absolutely fine. Sorry if I'm a wee bit distracted this morning. Just before I came on my video this morning, the poster came, and thank goodness I waited because my wee dog, he went mental when the door went. At least with the card you've got a really strong edge to go along when you're cutting off your extra bits. Sorry guys, I haven't forgot about you. Sorry, I'm just... I want to wish Rachel at Roxy Creations to get better soon because I know she's hurt her back. And I was started to watch one of her videos last night and I could tell she was really struggling. So I just want to say, Rachel, I hope you're feeling better soon. Because we'll look forward to your silliness and love hearing your stories, but I know how it feels to be in a lot of pain, so I'm totally sending you all my love and hugs. Right, I think that's us. So just get rid of your wee scraps out the way. I'm just going to put these in the bin just now. Sorry, I'm just going to take a drink. Right, we'll start with one of the blue ones first. And it's one of the paper ones. Now what I have seen some people doing is making pockets like this. And then just take a wee semicircle out. But what I've seen them doing is, let me see if I've got any spare paper here. Silly question, Cheryl, you've always got spare paper. Let's see what we've got here. Right, so I don't know where my big pink scissors are. Might be used for something else. What they're also doing is putting them in. I'd probably want that out. And what they're doing is either sewing or gluing up the sides, and then you've got like a triple folio wallet. So I'm just going to round my corners if I can find my punch. Very exciting. So we'll just do the big one. So with this one, I am actually going to try sewing my pieces in. But you can glue it if you want. And with this, depending on the size of your journal, you can either have it going like that, or going like that. And you could also have either there or there as another pocket space. So you could probably put a couple more sheets of paper in, because you can maybe want to double up to make it stronger. But that's something that you'll be able to do offline, and just make sure that everything sits flush at your sides. Sorry, my voice is going. So for example then, if we take the wee small piece we've got now, I don't think that's totally straight, so let's just check. Still not totally straight. Isn't that straight? So then, I probably wouldn't use this one as a journaling card, but I would use this as a tag. So I'm just going to get a bit of book page. get our glue. So how's your weather you've been getting? Has it been sunny? Has it been raining? Or has it been wet? We've had a bit of everything this last week, but that's just typical Scottish weather. Right, so I'm just going to put this on. Just make sure it all goes down flat, and then just with your ruler. Now when you're looking for old books, right, I'm struggling to find really vintage books, but I don't know if it's maybe just because of lockdown and stuff, but if you're looking for vintage books, then have a look on eBay. I think Amazon even have some, but look on the groups on Facebook as well, because you'll find people are decluttering, and you never know what they might have something that you're looking for. I find the Facebook groups really good for stuff for the journals. I've got a really vintage old music sheet book, but I'm really reluctant to use it just now, so I might hold it for a wee while bit longer. Another good place to go is your local charity shops. One of my local charity shops is the Cancer Research Shop, and you get books, lots of books, any two for £1. Now, you're not going to get a better buy than that, are you? And that's the books I use as like to back things to make them stronger. I have got some really old ones there, but I'm keeping a hold of them just now because I want to make sure that the right time is passed before I try and do anything with them, if that makes sense. It's amazing some of the books that I've been able to find in Scotland. I've got one just now that's really lovely paper, but it's very brittle, and it talks about all the different churches and abbeys and everything down in England way back, and some of the pictures are absolutely gorgeous. So if I can ever if I'm ever able to design anything, then that's something that I'll try and get a kit done for. And this is going to be quite a chunky tag, so I'm not even going to shape it like a normal tag, I'm just going to have it squared. So now you'll see nice tag to decorate, and let me see where I found them. I keep wee bits of scrap that I can turn into the wee tags for the tags. So just having a wee look to see what I've got. Let's see. I've got a wee bit of cuts of lace in there as well. It's too big. So, that's the one I'm looking for. I need a wee bit of orange thread material that I thought will go perfect. So what you can do is you can decide if you're wanting to round your corners or not. Escape those bits, and I am just going to stick this on with a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Just trying to see if I'm getting it in the right place. I think it's a wee bit off centre. And then you can just decorate your tag as to how you want, and then you can just put them in here, one in there and one in there, and you can put as many of those pockets in as you like. So that's one thing that we can make with the tissue paper. Another thing that we can do, and I'm going to use this one here, and I'm just going to fold this paper in half. Let's just see how good this comes. Now I think this one, think about it there. Fold it in half. And there you've got two little journaling cards. And with this one, this one we could do as two long tags, one wider than the other. We'll just so that's one. Let's just round the corners. So I sometimes think when you round the corners, when you're trying to put it into pockets, it can be easier when it's rounded. these are all things that you can store like in your wee ephemera wallet. With your second half of that paper, what I would do, it's getting to that time of year when we're starting to think about making gifts for people. Well, why not make them a little notebook to put in their purse or to leave by the phone? And this isn't totally round, squared, so actually might be better doing it. Sorry about that. Now there's loads of different types of papers you can put in your little notebooks. I think I already have some ready. I can never find the paper when I'm looking for them. So I'll just use what I've got here then. So I've got 2 pieces of A4 coffee dyed paper. And what you want to do is fold them in half and just hold it at a top corner. And then what you want to do is you want to put that fold in there. Right. And what you're wanting to do is see how far down you want it to go. Right, so just make sure that everything's still lined up. You want to make sure you've got a small gap. So I'm probably talking about here. And then if we fold the other two, you can cut that at the same bit. But again, I think I'm going to need to have to round that's fine. I want to take a little bit off the edges. Yeah. So then what you're wanting to do is get all your pieces. Now I've got 4 here. You can put in more and you can staple them. You can staple them in. Oh, that's not quite right. You can staple them in, you can glue them in, you can hand sew them in, you can use your sewing machine to sew them in. And you can put wee pockets in at the front covers for them. And then just a nice wee pen, put it in a nice wee gift bag, and then you've got a lovely present for somebody. So that's another idea for one. I don't know if you can see with this blue one, I've put it in it's not totally flowing. So I am going to cut this one first. And it's card, so I'm going to make a small pocket with it. And again, you want to put a wee half punch circle in, and you'll either glue or sew or both up the sides, and then you've got a little pocket. So it's just, if you've used up spare bits on your paper, it's finding different things to use them for. So again, here's another bit on this one. Now what I would do with this one is, once I got it straightened, let's see where it's fold in half. And I would straighten these up. Of course I would. I just want to take the worst off. And I'll took my finger off there. Sorry, I just need to see if I've got any plasters. If you're using a guillotine, don't do what I do. Try and take your finger off. So that's sorry. So we want to round these edges. I mean, what to do is when you make these things, as long as you know what you're needing, like tags, journaling cards, then you can make them up in advance. You don't necessarily have to decorate them straight away, which can be quite good because you don't necessarily know exactly what way your journal's going to be going. But that's another couple of nice journaling tags, and what I would do in them is I'd put a wee tag, because they could either go in that way, or you could have it going in that way. So, and with this one here, that can be a big journaling card. So we'll just and then this wee one we can make into a small tag. And I think that's where I'll leave the video today, because there's a couple other things with these other sheets that I want to show you what we can do with them. So that'll be next week's video, to finish off using the tissue paper. So if you have any kind of dies, like of butterfly shapes or flower shapes, if you want to bring them along for our next video, I'll show you what we can make with them. But thank you for joining in with me today, and I hope you've had fun, especially watching me trying to chop my finger off. If you would like me to do any challenges again, just either put a comment down, or you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But have fun, guys. See you soon.